Guys, Maritime Spook here, and this is a long-awaited video, guys, and this will be, like I said, I basically did 3 videos over the last few days, each one answering their own series of questions that have come up over the last, couple years of being involved with Triple X Knives and just being friends with Derek, the owner, and just trying to get the name out there and just sharing a knife company that I love. I mean, that's all it is, guys. I'm not getting paid buku money to do this. I wouldn't take money from Derek. He'll throw me a knife to test here and there, and that's how we do things. And he's had a million people ask him to do that, and I've been honored to be one of the few that he I guess trusted enough to to put their kind of spin on his knives. And I love every one of them that I've had, and I can honestly say, guys, in all honesty and of every grain of honesty in my body, that there hasn't really been anything that I could say that was bad about them. So I mean, if you're looking to have me today say, well, this is what's really wrong with this one, then that's not going to happen, because I'm pretty much going to tell you they're perfect, because I've used every one of them, and I really have, guys. I really am getting tired of seeing some videos where a guy will get a knife from a company and he'll have it for a week, and he'll take it out and carve 2 sticks with it and then throw it somewheres, and then do whatever he's doing with it, and then he'll give you his stamp of approval, or whether he likes it or doesn't like it, within just a few days of carrying it, maybe twice over a weekend. You're not going to get that type of video from me, because I carry these knives every day, guys. I'm a seasonal worker, unfortunately, in a way, and I have lots of time in the winter, and I do a lot of hiking, and I just do a lot of outdoor stuff. I come from a rural place. When I go visit my dad, we have 55 acres of land out there, and about 1,000 acres connected to that. That's Ducks Unlimited, that I have explored since I was 7 years old, 6, 7 years old, old enough to just sort of take off on my own, I guess. Like I said, guys, so I've always had a knife in my pocket, and I love these for doing the bush stuff that I do. I do. There's a lot of stuff I don't tape, just for the simple fact that sometimes when you're out kind of moving around, getting exercise, it's kind of hard to stop, set up a camera, and do this and that. So I try to tape what I can, but that's just sort of how it goes. But one video that I've been asked for a few times by some good fellas, from Mark in Moncton, and a new guy, Fred. He bought his few Triple X knives, and he's wondering some questions. But one of the main things was some different comparisons. So as far as specs go, guys, you can go on the website and check out every spec that goes with them. But as far as my comparisons go, I'm going to give you my thoughts, and you can see somewhat of the size just by the video here, because it's basically a high def phone I'm using, so the video should come out pretty good. The first couple here, guys, that I'll compare are 2 that I have used extensively. Here's the X1, and it's dinged up and marred up, but I mean, it's just marred for me using it and batoning. This was a knife last winter, guys, that did not leave my hip. And the knife that's sitting in the front, the Forester one-off, that was the same thing with that knife the year before that. Basically, guys, this is one of the most perfect knives I've ever handled, and I absolutely love it in hand, and I absolutely love the way it's made. For everything I do, this is the perfect knife. Morris Kohansky, one of his things is, he says a knife should be about the width of your palm, and maybe an inch or half an inch longer at most. And all these Triple X that I'm going to show you, except for the Nor'easter, basically fit that bill. And they should be sturdy, and they should have a good handle material, and they should also have a manageable grind that you can work with in the field. Now, everything that I just said, Triple X basically encompasses everything of that. That's why I love these knives, and I can carry them until I can't walk in the woods anymore. So here are these 2 side by side, I guess. And you can see, guys, the Forester's a longer knife. And I'm sorry if they don't translate as good on the video here, because I'm not used to taping videos this way, guys, to be honest with you. And my cameraman's run off for a couple days. So this one's a bit longer. The Forester is longer. And but the X1 is a tad wider. Not much, but a tad. And that's the thing that what a lot of people ask for comparisons, is a lot of the sort of more popular and newer models, guys. That's one good thing about them, is if one of them fits your hand, most likely the other ones are going to fit well too, because they're negligible just a little bit in size and weight and width. So you're not going to have something that's like way off on the other side of the knife. So if you, basically what I'm saying is, if you carry the X1 and you like it, then you're probably going to like to carry the Forester as well. This Forester is a one-off though. It's got the Spectre ply handles, and it's got a little couple different things to it. So I mean, you may be able to take this with a grain of salt. I also modified this. I put a patina on here because I carried it so much on the coast that I was scared I was going to get it rusted. And so I put a patina. It's an A8 steel, and it's got Spectre ply handles, and Derek did this especially for me, basically just because he's awesome. So it's got these stainless pins, and these don't have the bulldog pins that come in the knife now, but these are very strong and just an excellent pin. But the X1 as well also has pins like that, and also a couple stainless tubes as well, one for a lanyard hole and one for up front. One thing that the X1 does have is a bow drill divot, and that actually works well. I am not a bow drill expert at all, guys. I would love to try to learn better. A friend of mine is, and he used it for the bearing block, and he got a fire going with it in about 3 minutes. So it does work. So far as size goes, guys, not much different. X1's a little bit wider in the handle, but still very, very nice knife. Now, we'll set those down, and in comes the Privateer. Now, the Privateer, guys, is its own animal in itself. It is wider than either of these two knives by a bit. It's got more of what you would call the traditional Coke bottle handles. The Forester, on this Forester, the one-off here, is more straight, which I really like. You get a very good grip, but I really, really love this Privateer because of the grip that you can get. Width-wise, like I said, once again, you could refer to the site, but these are very close in length, maybe a ½ an inch each way. You know, maybe not even that. The Forester's maybe a ½ an inch, I guess you would say, right there. And as far as it goes, maybe a little bit, I would say, in width, a little bit wider that way. But I mean, like I said, for height, but for width and hand, you know, the Forester is smaller than the Privateer. And we'll include the X1 in this little get together, and you can see this is almost like what you call steps. The Forester is a bit longer than the Privateer, and the Privateer is a bit longer than the X1, and these are all as close to, you know, butt to butt, I guess, as I could get them. So I mean, even though they may read off, but once again, I'm going to say about this Forester, it's actually a one-off. So this could be a little different specifications, but I don't think so. So those are those three together, guys, the very best I could do it. And you know, very close to in size. Now we'll insert the very big, comparatively speaking. If I can't even fit it in the view, I don't think, actually, barely. This is a Nor'easter. This is sort of the flagship knife of XXX, and what a knife this is, guys. If you go back to my last video, I chopped down, there was one large tree I'd already chopped, and I chopped down another large tree to use for ridge poles, for a shelter situation there I'm starting to build. And this thing, you can see the edge on there, guys. This is after beating on a whole bunch of crap. And focus there if you can. Won't really focus, but there's no dings or anything in that edge. There we go. There's no dings. There's no nothing in this, guys. There we go. A little bit dirty maybe, but no dings, no anything on that full flat grind. And that was after beating the living crap out of you know, those two trees and batoning and just sending just different videos off to Derek and stuff like that. And I mean, this thing is a beast. Now, I want to do a little disclaimer on this, guys. Don't go out and beat the crap out of a bunch of stuff and then break the knife, if it will break, which I'm not even sure it would. And then send it back and say, well, I saw Spook batoning with it and doing all this stuff, and, you know, he didn't break his and I want a new knife. Well, if I had broke this, guys, I wasn't going to be asking for another knife, because that's above and beyond what I think you should even do with the knife. But I just figured this knife could take it, and if it hadn't, I would have been sorely mistaken and out one of my favorite knives. But, you know, so that's just kind of how that works. So if you're going to go out and, you know, pick one of these up, like, I don't think you should do that, but I can tell you right now, it will take it. But kind of thing, don't go back and on me and say, you know, well, I want a new knife because, you know, I did this or that. Because different tolerances, the weather can be different. There's so much stuff that could cause, you know, a knife to break if you did the wrong thing with it. But as far as it goes, the conditions were right yesterday, and I was able to do a lot of heavy work with this and have not a problem. So as far as size goes, I'll lift the camera up here, guys, but you can see right there, you know, this is a lot bigger knife. So if you're kind of wondering about, you know, which is which, you know, I can put my hand in there and kind of butt to butt them a little bit, I guess, as all things should be, as Jim Skelton says. You know, the Nor'easter is a lot bigger of a knife, guys, you know, obviously. But the other three, in all honesty, guys, negligibly, they're all basically the same size and width, and that's what's kind of cool about it. If you've got one, then most likely the other one's going to fit. The only thing I will say with the handles on my Forester is that they are probably thinner than the one that you actually would get from Derek right now, because that is a one-off knife, but blade and everything else is the same. So basically what I'm saying, guys, if you can carry these three knives, if you can carry one and you enjoy it, then you're going to basically be able to carry the other two and enjoy them as well. So that's the easiest way to answer that question. So I'm going to insert one more knife, guys, because people had asked about it, and this is for my buddy Adam, Woodsman Sir Thrival, which I love his name on there. And this is one, it was that's a custom, and this is the one I baby and don't really do much with at all, and I have used it, but I don't like using it a lot. This is a custom. This is called the Spooko, and it's a Spooko knife, and Adam had expressed a little bit of interest in it at one time, and this is a size comparison to these, which is a lot smaller. This is basically a tough Mora knife in size wise. You know, it's got those bulldog pins once again, and L6 steel, and just a beautiful little Spooko carving, you know, everyday task knife. You know, I'd EDC this knife no problem. Comes with a beautiful sheath, just immaculate. And not to be, you know, I might as well say it because I have it here. I'm going to give you a comparison of my favorite neck knife to date, my Sable. This Sable right here, guys, I named this knife the Sable, and I also named the Privateer. And, you know, like, I was very happy to be able to do that. One modification was done to this. I had my buddy here put a secondary bevel because for EDC tests I found it more prudent, and I absolutely love it. So that could be something you could look into. If you're anything good at that, or you have a buddy that's good, or maybe even Derek would do that if he has the time. If you're going to order one, maybe you could get a little bevel on there, but that's totally up to him and if he has time. But absolutely immaculate little neck knife right there, guys. It's basically, you can get that last finger, the fourth, it's right in the middle. So I call it a 3.5 finger knife, even with my big mitts, and just immaculate little neck knife. And the sheath for that, guys, is very innovative, and I absolutely love it. And you know, it's just one of the ones I just like. It's one-handed sheath, basically. You can put it in and out with one hand. So, but I hope that helps, guys. That was a long video, but like I said, I hope it helps, and I'll get this up as soon as I can. It's going to take a while to upload with my slow uploading, you know, capabilities, but basically the point I wanted to get out is for these three knives right here, guys, if you can carry one and enjoy it, you're going to enjoy any one of these in any combination. The Nor'easter's a lot bigger. Nor'easter's a lot bigger than any one of them, and the Spooko here, you know, it's a smaller Mora type knife that could be maybe asked to be made, but that's a custom. And you know, you can see how small but very, you know, adequate the Sable is. So anyway, guys, I just want to share that with you. I had a lot of questions on size and what my thoughts, and that was the best way I knew how to do it. So I just want to share that with you. So, you know, here's 6 knives in the XXX line, and I can tell you right now, guys, that I would take any one of these on my side into the apocalypse, no problem. Anyway, guys, take her easy, and buy yourself a XXX if you want something good and heirloom quality that's backed up by a wicked awesome company. So take her easy, guys. It's Spook. Keep your stick on the ice and stay tuned. We're going to be giving away one of these Privateers here really soon, and so just stay tuned. Take her easy, guys.